Well, I'm back. It's actually Christmas Day now, and it's about 60 degrees or so when it should be around 25, which makes it a great opportunity for working on this guy here. So what's coming today? Well, I have a couple things I want to work on. This is going to be part of a roll bar and a gas tank holder, that sort of thing. But I'm going to be working on the kickstarter because it's really a pain in the ass to have to roll this thing down a hill and pop the clutch whenever you want to start it. So I have this attachment which goes on to the engine, and this was just a rod on the end. I tried welding to it before, but it wasn't really very good metal, so it kind of just broke. So I'm just putting some 3/4 inch box steel over it, welded it to there. So then what I can do is put the rod in the end, fill it up with weld, and then I'll have a nice sturdy joint, at least hopefully, so I can actually crank in it without it snapping. And then I'll have to do some magic with making the, I have to make the bar bend so it goes out of the way of the brake caliper when you kick it down, so you don't smack anything. It's time for a little bit of weldy weld. That'll do. Time for some bending. Kickstarter thing's all bent up nicely, so it avoids the caliper. I cut out a little piece of, I don't know what the hell this is, to plop on here as a little pedal of sorts. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this on here, and then I can use that, probably use a Kickstarter after that. I might want to use a spring to hold it back so it doesn't flop around when you're driving it, so maybe I'll do that too, but we'll see. Next up is the roll bar thing, so I'm going to cut out a couple pieces here and then show you how it's going to be put together. So you can kind of see the idea here. I have two 1-foot pieces cut at a 15-degree angle that go back, and then I have my scrap piece of metal here that's going to go in sort of like that and press down a little bit. So we'll have a little roll bar here, and it extends above my head. And the gas tank can probably mount up here as well. And I need to put some cross pieces with a heat shield right there. And the Kickstarter right here looks pretty good actually. You can get a good amount of reach on that as well. So that's my Kickstarter, and that looks pretty good too. So you can kind of see the gist of what I plan to do here. I think this was actually a handlebars for a lawnmower at one point, but I've got these little 12-inch pieces cut at 15 degrees, welded on, and I have the bar jammed in there. And I think I'm going to weld it in real quick, but it's And it doesn't look fantastic being white with the rest of it being black, but I think I'm going to do a paint job on this thing anyways at some point. So I have to find some sheet metal or something to go in front of the exhaust pipe, and then I'll probably put some thinner slab of metal across the side to attach the sheet metal to. Maybe with some tin foil or something like that if it looks okay. But that's next up. Got a little sort of backing piece there I'm going to weld on, and I can put some sheet metal onto that to block from the muffler. So I'll do a few welds. Well, I've cut the backing piece down a little bit. I can finally get rid of this hack job here of zip ties and wire for holding the gas tank on, because I've found a bracket for it. This is the only gas tank I really have. It's plenty big enough. You're probably not going to be riding this thing for more than, I don't know, probably go through this in, I don't know, an hour or two of driving, but that's absolutely plenty, really. Found a bracket for it that fits off of I think it was a Toro snowblower or something, but I'm going to put a bar going across on the top and then just have it sort of welded to the top of that bar, so you can have a gas tank up here, so it'll gravity feed nicely and all that. Cross support is cut, so now I'm going to go ahead and weld it on. Not bad. Not bad at all. Gotta say, the Kart doesn't look too great with the color scheme of brown, black, a little bit of silver color, white, and sort of a rusty color. This thing is gonna have to need a paint job before too long. That's a finishing touch.